beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of the day of Beautiful Legacy. I'm your host, Tiago Pinto, and this is a very special episode. Today is celebrated the Automotive World Day. This day is signaled because on this precise day, in 1886, Carl Benz applied for a patent for his Motorwagen, the first practical petrol-powered car. But this episode's story, although it takes us to Benz, it is not quite about Carl himself. The history of the automobile is usually told through engines and patents, through mechanical ingenuity, technical diagrams, and the man who filled them. It is a story of invention of what was possible to build. But the modern automobile was not born the moment an engine turned a wheel. It was born the moment someone trusted that machine enough to rely on it, to leave the safety of the workshop, to face the road, the unknown, and the inevitable failure that comes with real use. That moment belongs to Bertha Benz. She did not invent the automobile. She proved it worked. By the late 1880s, Carl Benz had patented the Motorwagen. From a technical standpoint, the automobile existed, but socially, economically, and culturally, it did not. The car was fragile, slow, unreliable, and widely dismissed as a curiosity. Roads were designed for horses. Fuel distribution did not exist. Repair infrastructure was non-existent. There was no shared belief that such a machine belonged in everyday life. The automobile was an object in search of a system. Bertha Benz understood something that inventors often overlook. An invention only becomes real when it meets the conditions of the world it intends to serve. Until then, it remains theoretical, impressive, but irrelevant. Rather than waiting for approval, acceptance, or refinement, she chose to act. In August 1888, without informing her husband, Bertha took the Motorwagen and set off from Mannheim to Pforzheim, accompanied by her two sons. The journey covered more than 100 kilometers, an unthinkable distance for a motorized vehicle at the time. It was not a publicity stunt, it was a test.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
What followed was not a smooth demonstration, but a sequence of challenges that would define the future of automotive development. Fuel quickly became a problem. There were no petrol stations because no one imagined the need for them. Bertha solved this by purchasing Ligroin, a petroleum solvent, from pharmacies along the way. In doing so, she outlined, for the first time, a civilian refueling logic. When the brakes were down, she stopped at a cobbler and reinforced them with leather. This improvised fix became the conceptual basis for brake linings, a fundamental safety component still used today. Mechanical issues followed. Blocked fueled lines were cleaned up with a hat pin. Electrical insulation failures were repaired using a garter. In steep inclines, the Motorwagen struggled. revealing the need for additional gearing, feedback that would later shape transmission design. Every obstacle revealed the design flaw. Every solution refined the system. Bertha Benz was not simply driving, she was diagnosing, adapting, and improving the automobile in real time. What she conducted, unknowingly, was the first comprehensive road validation process in automotive industry. What makes Bertha Benz's journey extraordinary is not the distance covered, but the perspective from which it was undertaken. She did not approach the automobile as an engineer focused on theoretical performance. She approached it as a user concerned with reliability, accessibility, and trust. Her thinking was experiential before the term existed. She identified what modern designers would immediately recognize. A product is only as strong as the ecosystem that supports it. Reliability matters more than novelty. Comfort, safety, and serviceability determine adoption. In contemporary terms, Bertha Benz created the first automotive user experience. She connected machine, infrastructure, environment, and human behavior into a single narrative. The automobile was no longer an isolated object. It became part of a journey, physical, emotional, and practical. Before her journey, the automobile was an experiment. After it, the automobile became a proposition.
Legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace.
The impact of Bertha's journey extended far beyond technical insight. News of her arrival spread quickly. The image of a woman traveled with her children, completing such a journey calmly and competently challenged public skepticism more efficiently than any demonstration organized by engineers. The automobile ceased to be seen as dangerous or frivolous. It became usable, trustworthy, even desirable. Orders followed, confidence followed. The automobile crossed an invisible threshold from invention to acceptance. This is the critical moment many innovations never reach. They exist, but they do not convince. Bertha Benz convinced, not through persuasion, but through evidence. The world we inherited from Bertha Benz is one where testing is inseparable from invention. Every test drive, every endurance trial, every winter validation program follows the logic she introduced. The road is the ultimate judge of design. No laboratory can replace lived experience. Modern automotive development, from safety systems to electric vehicles, still begins where Bertha began, in uncertainty. Vehicles are pushed into deserts, snowfields, mountains, and cities, because trust must be earned, not claimed. Beyond engineering, she shaped how products are brought into society. Infrastructure does not follow invention automatically. It is revealed by use. Fuel stations service networks, roadside assistance, and repair ecosystems all exist because someone once exposed what was missing. Her legacy also reframed innovation itself. Progress is not a single moment of genius. It is a sequence of corrections, adaptations, and human decisions under pressure. The automobile industry still lives by her lesson. Innovation is finished by use, not by intention. Bertha Benz is often remembered as supportive, courageous, or inspirational. These descriptions are incomplete. Her contribution was systemic. She established principles that now govern product development far beyond mobility. Test in real conditions, not ideal ones. Let users expose weaknesses. Design systems, not objects. Accept failure as feedback. In a world that celebrates patents, she delivered validation. In an industry obsessed with power, she prioritized usability. In a culture of spectacle, she offered proof.
Legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Today's automotive world, global road networks, fuel infrastructure, service ecosystems, safety standards, rests on a single assumption that cars are reliable enough to be depended upon. That assumption was not forged in a patent office. It was forged on a dusty road between Mannheim and Pforzheim. Bertha Benz did not wait for certainty. She did not wait for permission. She understood that progress rarely arrives complete. It must be driven into reality, tested under pressure, and refined through failure. By doing so, she transformed a mechanical idea into a social fact. And that, truly, is a beautiful legacy.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were. In the shape of a chair, in the light on a wall, someone's dream still stands tall. But